Hey guys, this is my second attempt. I actually accidentally deleted the voiceover on the first go around. Um, so you're going to see me run MOE Elite, although it's not very elite, um, as a battle healer, running the new Razor artifact, which I'm in love with. You're going to see exactly what this artifact can do. You're going to see some really good procs in this video. As I was saying in my first attempt, we actually had a great troll that was spamming shields, which hurts your procs. It really does, because you only can reduce the cooldown on Razor if you're putting heals out and putting damage out. So if he's constantly spamming shields, and between him spamming shields, the other healer, because there is another healer here, spamming shields, you don't get as many heals out. You're not getting those cooldown reductions, because you should, in a perfect world, be able to put out about a proc every 10 seconds. So like if I'm not currently running a shield on my battle DPS, and this is part of the reason I'm not, is because I want to get those heals out and get the proc from Razor more often. But I'll never complain about having a troll that's doing its job properly. And I'll never complain about having a second healer that's helping me DPS more. I don't think I would need the second healer. I never usually do when I battle heal. But I'm never going to complain either. Sweet, you want to take over the bulk of the healing? Now, I do out heal this other healer. But I think that's more the power of nature, and I'm CR 517. So, I mean, I got a lot of extra resto. I didn't look at their get up or, what arts they're rocking or anything like that. I didn't really look up anybody in this raid. I just know the DPS are not burning super fast, because, the burn felt a little on the slow side, even with me doing a lot of damage. And even though this run is very fast for having slower DPSs, 12-minute run, 12 minutes and 44 seconds, especially when you have things in this raid that kind of slow you down, like this hallway part. I would love this hallway part if they just gave these ads any actual health. So, I mean, look, they burn in like 2 seconds. Sometimes less, even with poor DPSs, they burn super duper fast. I hope when we get Elite Plus, they really up the health on these ads. And I would like to see all 3 bosses have ads at the same time as the boss. It's like Bleeze goes away, ads come in, you burn the ads, Bleeze comes back. Same thing with Atrocitus. I would like the challenge of having all of them out there at the same time. So boom, you see a really good proc right there, another good proc. So it almost like had a double proc there, it seems like. One of those might have been the weapon proc though. I'm watching this on a small screen as it I do the voiceover, so it's hard for me to see which proc is which. One of the things I talked about the first time is, I'm noticing that the proc is in white numbers, so that makes me wonder, does precision play a role in how hard you proc? So my next video might be me testing that proc to see if I add skill points to precision. Is that going to make the proc hit harder? My guess would be yes. If it's garnering a precision proc, or a white numbered proc that sounds like or looks like precision to me, or at least that's the way the game has traditionally gone. And so that I would be very curious to see if that's causing a proc on the precision side, and can I now boost my precision as well? Because, Pages is already boosting precision. So this my new battle healer loadout might become actually precision and might balanced, which would be interesting, because I don't usually mess with precision at all. Boom, you just got a proc there for, I think it was like 1.1 million. I think I get 2 or 3 more procs out of this boss fight before it's all said and done. I'm also getting some really good mite hits in here, so that tells me Troll was probably buffing us pretty good. I mean, I'm getting hits. I just had a hit for 1.1 million, and pretty sure that 1.1 million was actually a Omega beam. So I mean, if you're getting Omegas for 1 million plus as a healer, you know, you're buffed pretty good. Which I do have very high might for a healer, um, higher than most because I am running Poison Ivy as an ally as a healer, specifically to get that 40% might buff. Um, so yeah, I'm usually got about 1.2 million to 1.3 million might as a healer, believe it or not. Um, I got pretty high crit chance and crit magnitude because I'm running whatchamacallit? I forgot the art's name. Transformation card. Running transformation card. Considered running candle, but to me then that's getting a little too DPS heavy, and I still want to remember my primary job is healing. So I'm already running Omega, which has nothing to do with healing, um, although it does help Razor, doesn't it? Um, so I'm running Omega, and to me, Candle would just be pushing it a little too far. I probably could get away with it. I would lose Resto, which I don't like. Um, I still want to have a good, crazy amount of Resto. That way, my heals over time are hitting super hard, and that way, I hate it when they do this. At least wait for everybody to get in. That way, my heals are hitting super hard, and when HOTs are going out, they're getting the most out of those HOTs that they can. And again, the harder my HOTs are hitting, the more I can just concentrate on doing damage and, getting maximum heals out there. And as you can see, I mean, 2 healers, but I mean, health isn't really going anywhere. Even with ads coming out, it's really not going anywhere. Me and this other healer got this down on lock. And here's some ads coming out. You're going to see a nice proc coming up here. And you'll see that it's a 360 proc. So it's hitting 15 meters around you. I think it's right about here. There it is. So that was 2.7 million proc. That's a really good proc when you're surrounded by a bunch of ads. And probably part of the reason I approach 1 billion damage. And by far the top damage dealer in this raid as the healer. So much fun. I can't tell you, I've been top DPS more times than I can count. Um, I was old hard light back in the day, so I got used to being top damage. I'm not claiming I'm top damage anymore. I don't do all the tips and tricks that a lot of these. When the art swapping was out, I'm like, I am not going into my menu every 2 seconds to swap out arts. That is ridiculous. I want to play the game to have fun, not be in a menu the whole time. But I can put up damage. I know how to put loadouts together. I know how to break down artifacts. I know how to break down powers and figure out how to get some good damage going. So I know what it takes to put out some damage. And to be able to do it in healer role, to me, is so much more fun than just straight up being a DPS. And now let me tell you, I am intrigued on the DPS side. I did some testing before I ran this raid on DPS. Had a couple of people in chat that invited me to a chat, and we talked about it, and saw some super encouraging things. I didn't go really through full rotations. I kind of did. But it was more just trying to pay attention to the numbers and seeing how things were playing out and how things were feeling and meshing and gelling, including the new iconic. I'm still not sold on the new iconic. Just 48-second cooldown is such a long time to just get a 12-second buff. The damage is okay, but single target, it's actually really good. I was seeing procs for like 3 million on single target, but it's 3 million every 48 seconds, and there's no way to make that cooldown go any faster. And and I couldn't really get it to clip either. So it's a decently long animation, and I just don't know if getting a 30 to 36% mic buff, as much as I love buffing my mic, I don't know if it's worth it for 12 seconds and to have a slot taken up. You know, that slot's taken up by something that I can do damage with all the time, or heal that I can do healing with all the time. So I'd have to give something up. My rotation is pretty full. So I don't know if I really am digging the new iconic. Jury's out. You know, I want to do more testing, of course. I want to test the shit out of it, just like I want to continue testing this razor, but I'm seeing some super encouraging things in the DPS side as well. Some huge procs. And putting out some good heals, too. So one thing I do when I DPS, just like I got a ton of DPS moves in my healer loadout, I have several healing moves in my DPS loadout. I have Empowering Pulse, I have Lotus, I have 2 nature heals in my loadout. And I use those for clipping. But I also use those to help the healer out, to help heal the group. Well, with the new Razor artifact, when you heal the group, it reduces your cooldown. So I really think throwing in some heals, if you're a healer power, or even if you're a tank power, like Fire could throw in Stoke Flames, right? And do some healing. It's only going to be healing to themselves. But you could throw in Lotus. You could get some healing out that way. You can throw out Empowering Pulse, or whatever it's called. Hope Wave. You can throw out Hope Wave, and you're going to get a heal on that third move. Now, that's intermittent. If I'm healer, I am running a couple heal powers in my DPS rotation if I'm going to run Razor. I'm going to run a couple healing moves. That way, not only can I use them to clip, which I think every DPS should be doing. Most good DPS are going to tell you that they're going to have some things in their loadout specifically just to clip, especially now that we have 2 trays. You got room on your loadout. Now, I'm almost wishing I had a 3rd tray. I'm not going to lie. I've almost considered bringing transformations back into my loadout because I really kind of want that 3rd tray. But at the end of the day, then I think it becomes too overly convoluted, doesn't become second nature, and I think ultimately it would be a damage loss. I might mess with it someday, but probably not. But cool DPS stuff coming on the horizon. I'm really torn if I want to give up Candle in my DPS rotation for Ebon to boost my might even more. I do not like giving up the crit chance. Crit chance and crit magnitude is huge in this game. It's very huge in this game, actually. I've always been a proponent of never give up your crits for raw stats, but I mean, Ebon gives you 30% might. I mean, that's a lot of might, especially when you're already boosting your might by a whole bunch. So more to come. I'm running out of time, I see. The video's almost over. Like, subscribe, and support me, please. I'll see you guys later, and look forward to that new DPS loadout. OZ is out. Catch you guys in the next video.